Alright guys, what's going on? So, I got a message from a good friend of mine, a dude from Hungary, and he messaged me. He says to me, I'm not a native speaker of English. English isn't my first language. Can I still get a job teaching English in Thailand? And to answer that question, yes, you can. I know plenty of people who teach English in Thailand who are not native English speakers, okay? The only thing you're gonna need is a thing called a TOEIC certificate, a TOEIC test, okay? I don't know too much about a TOEIC test because I'm a native speaker of English, but a TOEIC test is an English test. It proves your proficiency in speaking and listening, in grammar, and written and writing. And a lot of schools in Thailand, they'll ask for a TOEIC certificate, and a lot of schools don't even ask for one of those. I know plenty of people who it's not even asked those. So yeah, to answer that question, yes, I know plenty of people who are non-native speakers of English. I've got plenty of Dutch friends who speak English fluently. They're fluent at English, and their school in fact considers them as natives. I'm not sure if it's because they speak English so good or if it's because they're white. I don't know, but their school considers them as native teachers, even though they're not actually native teachers. So yeah, plenty of schools have no problems whatsoever hiring someone who's a non-native teacher. Alongside that, there is plenty of Filipino teachers in Thailand as well. There's a lot of teachers from the Philippines who are teaching here. So yes, you can get work as a non-native teacher in Thailand. So I wouldn't think too much. I wouldn't worry too much if you are not native, if English is not your first language. Just make sure you have a high enough proficiency at the language. So if you don't feel that confident in English, just keep practicing. Speaking, listening, reading and writing. Practice English all the time. And as long as you can demonstrate fluency and ability during your interview with the school or whoever it is that you meet, you shouldn't really have any problems with that. So yes, non-native speakers in Thailand should have no problems. Second point, another person asked me about is, can I teach English in Thailand without a college degree? I don't have a university degree. Can I still teach English in Thailand? Well, to answer that one is kind of yes and no. Like, I know plenty of people who have taught English in Thailand who don't have university degrees, especially in some of like the smaller private language schools. They shouldn't really have a problem with you if you don't have a degree. The problem with getting a job in Thailand if you don't have a degree is not getting a job, but getting a visa. So in order to get a work permit which allows you to legally work and teach in Thailand, you need to get a thing called a non-B visa. A non-B visa is basically a teacher's visa. A visa that foreigners will get when they come to Thailand to work. And really there's not many jobs that you can do in Thailand if you're foreign and you don't have your own business. So realistically, yeah, a non-B is basically a teacher's visa. And in order to get a teacher's visa, it's getting harder and harder every single year. You know, Thai immigration are fucking assholes, and they just love to give it to you right up the backside. They just want to see you suffer. And this year, what they've brought out requirements. You must have a college degree. You must have a university degree certificate with you. So you have to have an actual degree certificate, not a copied one, which has never been the case before, because I've always been okay for the last couple of years that I've been working here. I've always been okay with a copy of a degree. I didn't need the actual real thing. Apparently this year, as of 2016, they're asking you to have your actual degree certificate. So that can be a problem. That can be a problem if, like me, you've been away from your country for a while, you left your degree certificate at home, you just use copies, you didn't bring it with you. Or if you've lost your original certificate, it can be quite a ball ache. It can be quite a ball ache. So I had to message my mum, and I had to get my mum to send my degree out here to me, my actual certificate. And I was quite pulling my hair out because I didn't really know where it was. And then when she found it, I was relieved, but at the same time I was scared that it was going to get lost in the mail or stolen or anything like that. I don't like to keep my degree away from someplace safe. So I felt really bad having to get that sent over here, but in order to get a non-B visa, it is a requirement. And then once you've got your degree, you then have to go to your embassy and get it notarized. Get a notarized copy of your degree. Now, I know as a fact that one of my co-teachers, he had problems. The United States Embassy does not notarize degree certificates. So he had problems. This dude had to like bribe officials like 10,000 baht in order to get his degree notarized. And what some people can do, and what some Americans can do, is they can leave the country and they can go to Laos or somewhere like that, and apparently they don't have problems. But this dude, he chose to just bribe them off, pay 10,000 and have it done. I think he couldn't be arsed with a hassle. So yeah, the United States Embassy doesn't do that. So that's something that any Americans who are thinking of coming here teaching, it's something that you should probably look into. UK, Irish, Australian, New Zealand, Canadian, they do it as far as I know. They do that. So you shouldn't really have too many problems if you're from any of those countries. As of this year, South Africa is no longer recognized as a native English-speaking country. So that's something to look into if you're a South African who is coming over here. So yeah, get your degree certificate, actual degree, if you really like. And this is mainly for government schools, for like high-end schools, or for most schools in Thailand. To be brutally honest, most schools in Thailand are going to ask for that. If you don't have a degree, you can still get work, but it might be in some of the more dodgier schools or some of the shittier provinces in the country, or anywhere that you can kind of like pay off whoever it is that's in charge of your paperwork to do that shit for you. But realistically, you're probably going to be working illegally, or you're going to have to do border runs every couple of months. So it is just better off that you do have a college diploma. I'm brutally honest. And that is why a lot of teachers are leaving. A lot of people are leaving Thailand because the immigration visa requirements are getting way more difficult. They're getting way harder. Dudes are realizing that they can get much better pay in Vietnam, in Cambodia, in Korea, with way easier visa requirements. You can get it much easier. So yeah, that's something to keep in mind if you're someone who's not got a college degree thinking of coming into Thailand. Although I will reiterate that they are not specifically asking for what type of degree. They just want a document from a higher education institution. That's all they're really looking at, is an official institution that you studied at. They don't really care what type of degree it is. So you could probably get away with having a foundation degree or a college diploma, or like a higher national diploma or something. It doesn't necessarily have to be a Bachelor of Honors or a Bachelor of Science. However, in order to get a teacher's license, which lets you stay in Thailand long term, that's more than 4 years, you are going to need a degree in education. But that's something I'll talk about later. I'll do that later. But for anyone who's just planning to come for a year or two, just to have some fun and teach, those are some things to keep in mind. So anyone who's got any questions, if there's anything you want to ask me about how getting a visa or teaching in Thailand, anyone wants to know anything, feel free to hit us up, give us a comment, or drop me a message in my emails. And that's about it. Peace out.